Hi, everyone. My name is Heather, and I am here today to teach you more about essential oils. So maybe you have oils at home and you're not sure how to use them. Maybe you're just curious to learn more and you're looking for a good resource. Maybe someone shared this with you who wants to help you learn more. Or maybe you just stumbled across this and you have no idea what you're looking at. Well, any of those cases, I hope you hang in here because I'm going to go through a complete Essential Oils 101 intro class talking about Young Living essential oils, and hopefully you learned something new. Okay, I am going to do a screen share here so you can see my computer screen. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. Kind of new to the Zoom thing here. So this is an Essential Oils 101 class. We're going to get beyond aromatherapy and really talk about why these oils are so special and how impactful they can be for yourself, your family, our environment, and so many other things. Again, my name is Heather Cap Hession. I have two last names that I go by, so there's that. Um, and right when I get started here, I just want to give you a little background on myself. So I was married recently. This is a picture of myself and my husband, and together we have three daughters. So the two girls on the outside are my daughters, and my youngest, who's right next to me, is what prompted me to start learning about essential oils and natural health to begin with. So when she was 7 weeks old, she was hospitalized with RSV, which is a respiratory virus. And at that time, I didn't really know anything about natural health, certainly didn't know anything about essential oils. And I didn't get into Young Living or essential oils until she was a year and a half old. However, in the meantime, her first year of life, we struggled. We were in the emergency room more times than I can count. She would get a little tiny cold symptom and then couldn't breathe and would be in the emergency room the next minute or the next hour probably, in neonatal intensive care. One time at 11 months, given a spinal tap because she was so non-responsive. It was a major struggle, not only emotionally, but financially and everything in between, as you can probably imagine. So I was introduced to oils when she was a year and a half. And what we started was we started diffusing some respiratory support oils in our home. And I was introduced to oils from a friend of mine who was a nurse, and we started diffusing three oils, one of them called Purification, RC, and Raven, which are all for cleansing the air and supporting the respiratory system. We also started her on a juice called Ningxia Red, which I'll talk a little bit more about here too. Maybe just like a teaspoon of it a day. It's an oil infused superfood, basically. And after we started doing that with her, her health dramatically turned around. We went from more ER visits in a month, or certainly a year than I could count, to now, which by the way, this was, you can see the date on the photo, 2006. So I got into Young Living in 2007. She was a year and a half, she's now 14. So in 12 and a half years time, we have had, I think outside of regular checkups, maybe two doctor visits where I was concerned, okay? But they've never resulted in a emergency room visit, a hospital stay, the major medicines and things that we had dealt with in the past with her. So it was a complete turnaround for her and myself, because it was very eye-opening. So a couple of things I just want to ask you as we get into this too, to kind of get your brain going. How do you want your future to look? Is this something you've ever really thought about? And I don't mean just financially. I mean, or the things that you acquire. I mean, how do you want to age? Okay. Do you want to be 80 years old and be depressed and alone and grumpy and in poor health? Or do you want to be traveling and cruising and enjoying your family and enjoying your life? Okay. These are all things that, we need to start to consider now with our future, because the damage that we're doing right now to our bodies, it doesn't show up overnight. Yeah, I have friends who in the past who have been, almost like addicted to like diet soda. And I would try to talk to them about it. And they would say, I'm fine. Why would I stop? Well, just because you're fine today doesn't mean you're going to be fine tomorrow or next year or in 10 or 20 years, right? We have to look ahead, start being proactive with our health. Okay. One of my favorite sayings, which I actually have on a little picture on our fridge in my home, is we have to take care of our bodies, right? It's the only place we have to live. We can have a strong will and be motivated and have all of our wits about us, but if our body decides to give up, there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. Okay. How about a little self-evaluation here? How do you really feel? How do you actually feel? Okay. Some people say, how you doing? Oh, I'm fine. Okay, well, I want you to dig a little deeper. How is your gut health actually? Okay, how do you sleep? Could you use some better, deeper sleep, do you think? How do you manage your stress? How's your skin? Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about how skin is a big carrier to the rest of our body. How's your energy? Are you tired all the time? Do you feel fatigued? Is it hard to get out of bed every single day, no matter what time you go to bed at night? How's your immune system? Is it strong? Do you get sniffles easily? Do you get sick easily? Okay, how's that? Really think about it. Dis-ease. Okay, now most of us have heard this word just as disease, right? But really, if you break that word apart, what that means is your body is not at ease, right? It's at dis-ease, okay, when things aren't working right in the body. And often disease stems from two things in the body. You are either dealing with a toxicity, which means things that don't belong, or a deficiency, meaning you're missing something that your body needs. Okay, so what pieces are you missing to your puzzle? Or what pieces are trying to find their way in there that really don't belong and could be causing havoc with your health and your future? Okay, so here's a few questions to open your brain. Do you agree we live in a more toxic society than ever before? I believe so. Do you agree making an effort to live a more chemical free life is important for you and your family and your future? Okay, chemicals are linked to a lot of bad stuff. Do you agree our health is our most precious commodity because once it's lost, we cannot buy it back? Okay, my goals for this class for you is number one, to help you increase your awareness. Okay, we don't know what we don't know, right? We can think we know, but if we don't know, we don't know that we don't know it, right? Is that how that works? Okay, so this is to increase your awareness. And I want you to learn how diverse and powerful essential oils are. Okay, when we're talking about the oils that we're discussing here today, I'm not just talking about the smelly oils that we find in the grocery store or in the perfumey stores in the mall. I'm talking about the oils that have real power and real natural significance in our bodies and in our brains, much deeper level. Okay. I want you to realize why ditch and switch is so important in your future. That means ditching the toxic chemicals in your home and switching them out for some natural plant-based things that can work just as well, by the way, if not better. So you don't have to compromise on power and effectiveness. You don't need chemicals to do those good things. Okay. We can do them in a natural, safe way as well. Okay. Also, I want to explore with you what Young Living has to offer. Okay, we really are a whole body, whole home wellness and lifestyle company. We are so much more than just essential oils. So I want you to know your options because you do have choices. Now, there's a lot of things in life that we don't have control over, right? We can't control everything that happens outside of our home. We can't control the things that happens in our children's school or in stores or hospitals or, a lot of things in this world. But there are things that we do have control over, and that's where it needs to start. Every choice that we are making in this life is either fighting disease or contributing to it. And it's a little by little thing. This doesn't happen overnight one way or the other. It's choice by choice, day by day. But the fact that you are choosing to listen and learn, that is a huge step for you. So just hang in there, listen through, take notes if you want to, or put this on when you're driving and maybe you can come back and listen to it later and take notes if you want to. The biggest thing is knowledge is power. Okay. It's all about filling your brain and knowing your options. Living a healthy lifestyle. Okay, there's a much bigger picture to this. Most people think, and I hear this all the time, I exercise, I eat right, I'm living a healthy lifestyle, right? Okay, now those things are very important. I don't mean to minimize those by any means. But for long-term health, there's a much bigger picture to this. Okay, the things that you put on your body and the things that you breathe in, they matter too. Okay, just as much, if not more, in some cases. Okay, like I said, I don't want to minimize diet and exercise because they are very, very important too, but that's only half the picture. Okay, toxins are deadly. They are linked to major disease in the body. Do you know that the air in your home is 5 to 10 times more polluted than the outside air? Okay, think about it. Think about all your cleaners. What the last time you cleaned let's say your tub or your stove or some big cleaning job like that, did you have sore lungs afterwards from what you're breathing in? Did you make sure your kids didn't come in there when you're scrubbing the toilet? Did you have to open your windows and air the chemicals out of your home? What do you think that's doing in your home? Okay. How about your laundry products? Do you know that your laundry products are one of the top 2 most toxic things in your home? Think about it. You wash your clothes in a scented laundry detergent. You put them in the dryer with dryer sheets, most likely, and fabric softener. Okay. When they come out of the dryer, let's say it's your bedding, you lay in it every night, you breathe it in every night, you wear your clothes, which sit on your skin. Okay. Your skin absorbs everything, by the way. You hang your clean clothes in your closet, which you breathe in. Okay. Do you know when you walk into most people's homes, it kind of has a certain smell? Everybody has their own smell. That's typically their laundry, right? Then you've got your room sprays, your body sprays, your candles, air fresheners, wax warmers, most of which are very, very toxic, full of chemicals. In fact, if you have anything in your home, if you look at the ingredients and it says fragrance on the ingredients list, do you know that that's a word that companies can use that literally is an umbrella term that can house 200 to 300 chemicals under that one word, fragrance. It's the same thing with if you look at grocery ingredients or other things, if it has the word preservatives in it. Preservatives is another one of those umbrella words where they can hide all kinds of chemicals and all kinds of junk and who knows what. They are not obligated to disclose that because it's considered a trade secret. So companies don't have to tell us what they're really putting in their products. So be aware of that word fragrance. It's very, very dangerous. Okay, and I know this is scary, and I know people don't like to hear it because guess what? We like some of our smelly things, right? It's things that we've used forever. Like I know I did a class not too long ago, and somebody was like, "Oh, but I love my Gain detergent. I love the smell. It makes me happy." Okay, it might be, but if you look into the ingredients, the toxic side effects, the long-term health risks that it can be giving your family, is it really worth that? It's not worth it to me. Okay, I'm not going to do that. So, it's important to know these facts and then you can make an informed decision for yourself and your family moving forward. Okay, it is time to open our eyes. Okay, for the sake of our health, our family, our future, our environment. Okay, we can't stay blind to this. Once you know it, you can't unknow it, right? You need to kind of embrace it and think about what's happening in our world. And I don't just mean with, things that are going on in this moment and all of this stuff, but think about what's changed for yourself versus your kids. Okay. What's changed in the last 10 years in our world? Or what's changed from the time that you were a teenager to the time that maybe your kids will be teenagers? I know when I was a teenager or when I was in elementary school, I could probably count on one hand how many families I knew my entire elementary and high school career. I could count how many families I knew who were affected by cancer on one hand, probably. Okay. Right now, I bet you my daughters who are teenagers could count on one hand how many families that they know in the last month or 2 months who are affected. Okay. And they probably can't even count how many families that they know are affected by major diseases and illnesses in their lives so far because it's going crazy, right? Everything has changed so much. What are things going to look like in 5 years from now? What are they going to look like in 10 years from now or when our children or our grandchildren are around? Okay, if we don't start opening our eyes and making changes now, it's just setting us up for some really not good things. Okay, it's not too late to start making changes. No better time than the present, right? Like I said, we're the gatekeeper of our home. What we allow into our home is what we are exposing our family to. So this is just kind of a recap of all of that, right? Things that go into our body and on our body, and all the things that are in our services in our home, they all matter too. So if we're going to focus on our personal health but neglect our environment, we're only fighting half the battle. And it's really important to be aware of something called greenwashing too. Greenwashing is a phrase that has been coined because a lot of companies nowadays are becoming kind of wise to the fact that people are starting to be aware of, like, have toxic awareness, right? So people are looking for more natural options, and a lot of people don't know what's out there. They're not educated on it. So some of these companies will print a cleaner, let's say, or a laundry detergent or an air freshener, and they'll put a picture of a pine tree on it or a picture of a lemon or something that's natural, and they'll make their label look really earthy and natural. And they'll probably increase their price too, because maybe they did take one or two chemicals out, but it doesn't mean it's a safe product. It means that they're trying to trick you into thinking it's a natural product when really it's not. Okay, one thing you can do to check the products in your home is there is an app called Think Dirty. Sounds like a bad name, but it's not. It's called Think Dirty, and it actually has a barcode scanner where you can take it into the store with you. You can scan the products in your home, and it will rate them on a scale and tell you which body systems that they might be harming or which toxic chemicals or areas that they affect in your body. Okay. Another great place to go is the Environmental Working Group website, which is ewg.org. Okay. If you want to start looking into what is in your home and what are you exposing your family to. Okay. This is your life, your health. We get one chance at this, right? We have to be empowered to make our own choices. We have to be our own little Superman, right? I like doing fun things with my PowerPoints, by the way. Okay, so let's dig into this. So what is an essential oil, right? Why does this stuff matter? Oils are the lifeblood of the plant. Okay, they contain the natural smell and characteristics of the plant. So if you've ever used a pure essential oil, you know that they're all different. Okay, some are very thin, some are very thick, some are clear, some are yellow, some are blue. They're all different depending on where they come from. So every plant has a different part of the plant where the oils come from. Sometimes it's the leaves or the flower or the bark or the roots. It just depends. They're all different. Most of them are extracted through steam distillation. So think when you use like a double cooker and you cook your veggies, you steam them, okay? That's the process that extracts most essential oils from the harvested plant material. Okay, now citrus oils are a little different. We actually cold press the rind of the fruit to get the citrus oils to come out. So like when I was a kid, my mom would cut an orange and she'd say, don't peel all the white stuff off the orange because that's where the vitamins are. Well, who wants to eat the white part of the orange because that's bitter and gross, right? But turns out my mom was right because that's where the oil, that's where the nutrient comes from in a fruit, not from the meat of the fruit, but from the rind, right? So that's where the citrus oils come from. Plus, these oils are very potent, very concentrated, and very versatile, which means it doesn't take a lot to get a great effect. Okay, they're very strong and they're very versatile, meaning that they are good for many, many things. If you get into the science of essential oils or if you're interested in chemistry, there's a lot of resources out there where you can look at the natural chemical makeup and learn about things like terpenes and sesquiterpenes and phenols and all these scientific words, and it will tell you that all the different things that they're good for. And they have an innate intelligence, meaning a natural intelligence. They know what to do in our body because it's what our bodies are meant to use. Kind of like when somebody drinks water, okay? When you drink water, how does water know where to go? How does water know and how does your body know that water is meant to hydrate your cells? How does it know? It knows because it's what it's meant to do, right? So when you use an essential oil in your body, they have that same innate intelligence that they know what to do. Okay, they know if your body is lacking in something, they know if your body needs support in something. It can help balance. It knows both ways. Okay, it's not just for one way or the other. So what can these oils do? Okay, they naturally know how to support our body, every major system of our body, every organ of our body, our brain health, the way we think, the way we can focus, our cognitive health, and some emotional support as well. So who could use a little emotional support in their home these days? Okay, I know that I rely on the emotional oils a lot, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who could use a little bit of emotional support these days. Okay, also, essential oils are very detoxing and cleansing. So you hear a lot of people doing detoxes, right? Doing cleanses and things like that. So, and there's a lot of great cleanses that you can do, but I'm going to show you a little visual here. I've actually got two visuals I'm going to show you that are going to show you how powerful of a detoxer these oils can be. So I'm actually going to stop sharing this for 1 second. If I can find my mouse, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to show you the styrofoam cup. I wish my lighting wasn't quite so powerful here. I don't have any lights on, but I'm sitting kind of by a window. Okay, this is a styrofoam cup. Do you guys know what styrofoam is? Plastic, poison, basically, like you definitely don't want to eat it. You're not supposed to microwave in it because you don't want it to melt and get on your food because it's very toxic, right? So I'm just going to take lemon essential oil, very simple, very basic, one of our least expensive oils, and I'm just going to drop some lemon. Oops, I got 3. I'll move it around a little bit. I didn't mean to do 3. I was going to do 1 or 2. And then I'm going to drop a drop down the side here too. Okay, a couple drops there too. Just to show you the power of what these oils can do and how detoxing they can be in your body. So I'll show you that in a minute, but a great way to start a gentle, slow detox is to start drinking lemon oil in your water. The oils are very refreshing. They taste great. Lemon, for example, is cold pressed from the rind. And they start to break up those toxins in your body. Now you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on here. See if I can, well, you can see it down the side, what it's starting to do. There you go. Kind of see it there if I get out of the shadows. It's starting to eat up this cup right where I dropped it. Okay, and I'm going to revisit this later. That you can already almost see it eating a hole right through it. All right. They're kind of like a little internal car wash for your body, right? So another visual I want to show you while I have this camera view going is another visual with lemon. But I just want to talk about the whole like healthy eating piece and all that, which again, fantastic. But you can be eating super, super healthy foods, doing everything right with your diet, eating all your fruits and vegetables, not eating any junk. But if you are still exposing your body to a ton of chemicals, your cells get coated in this junk, right? Our bodies take in these chemicals, we can't digest them. Our body doesn't know what to do with them. They coat our cells in junk. So what I want you to do is pretend that this red balloon is one of the cells in your body, okay? Now, if this is one of your cells and it's coated in toxins, you can eat healthy foods, you can take really good vitamins, you can do all this good stuff, but if the healthy stuff is not getting into the core of our cells, how much is our body really able to use it, right? So let's say you start drinking some lemon oil in your water. Okay, the lemon gets, or the oils get into our bloodstream, they get into our body, they absorb into our cells, they break up the toxins, and they eat through them, the toxins, in record time. Excuse me. Okay, so see, hopefully you can see a drop fall here. Now I'm going to warn you, this is going to pop, so it might be loud depending on where you're listening. But the trick, or I should say the surprise, is how fast it pops. Trying to do this really careful. See if I can just get one. Lemon comes out really fast. Woo! That was like less than a second, right? Super fast. Here's my balloon. All right, so talk about fast detoxing, right? These oils are no joke. They don't waste time. Okay, speaking of, let's look at this cup, by the way. Isn't that crazy? Sorry, I don't have the best lighting photo quality. Look at it's eating. I didn't even pour it over there. I poured it on that big spot, but then I tipped the cup and it kind of ran in that ledge over there. I'm trying to hold it out of the light. Look at that. You guys see through there? Anyway, that's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my screen share. Oops, now I am. Go back to where I was. All right. All right, so we talked about the cup and how they're detoxing and cleansing. All right, so you can buy oils and supplements in a lot of places nowadays. Okay, what's the difference? Okay, these are not the same. Our Young Living essential oils are not the same as the oils you will find in your grocery store, in the natural health food section of your grocery store, in the natural food section at other over-the-counter places, on Amazon, on eBay, in big retailers, in the smelly stores in the mall. These are not the same as those essential oils. Okay, one really sneaky thing is that the FDA allows companies to write pretty much whatever they want in the bottle, even if it's not true, because there's not a strict regulating agency with natural products. Okay, so they can write that it's 100% pure on the bottle, even if it's only a small fraction of actually a pure substance. Okay, that same thing goes for anything organic. So if you're looking at bettering your diet and the groceries you bring in your home, just know that a company can write organic on a product, even if it only has one organic ingredient. Okay, so because we can't trust labeling, it's important to trust our company and know our source, right? So Young Living is a full disclosure company. Okay, that means there's no secrets. You can go to their farms, you can go to their distilleries, you can go to their corporate offices, you can see their labs, you can participate and know with beyond a shadow of a doubt that if you get a bottle of lemon oil, there's nothing in that bottle besides lemon. Okay, you can take full confidence in knowing that with this company. They disclose every ingredient. There's no big umbrella words that hide things. Everything is disclosed, right down to, we have a lot of supplements in Young Living, like natural, wonderful, amazing supplements that can change people's lives. And they disclose every ingredient, even the ingredients in the capsules that surround the supplement. Okay, so there's no secrets at all. So important to know your source and trust your source. We are a 25-year-old company. We have farms and partner farms all over the world, 9 farms, 22 partner farms, and there's no middleman. There's no brokers. We get it from our source. That's how we know the quality of what we have. And really, your health is no place to cut corners. Okay, there's a lot of places in life we can cut corners. I can buy the generic things at the store and it's not that big a deal. I might be able to tell, but it'll still get the job done, right? When we're talking about essential oils and health, this is not a place that we want to cut corners. Okay, so one thing is our quality and our seed to seal promise that we have in Young Living. And I'm not sure why those words are over the pictures. They were not supposed to be like that. But everything from all the seeds that are planted in our fields, all the way through the cultivation process, distilling process, the testing process, all the way down to the seal on the bottle, has strict quality control and many, many tests that are done to ensure our quality. In fact, if they run out of an oil, or if we have an oil that doesn't meet our quality standards, it will not be sold. Okay, we are a purpose over profit driven company. So even if we have a product, which this happened actually a few years ago in Young Living, our oil of valor, in case you're familiar with this story, one of the favorite oils in Young Living, we had one of the ingredients, one of the crops didn't come out right, or it was short. I can't remember the exact details, but we could not sell that oil without that exact thing that we needed in there. So therefore we didn't have it. We went without it, because with something with natural health, if we run out of something, we can't just go whip it up in the lab and make something new, right? It has to grow. It has, a certain process it has to go through. Some plants have to be, many years old before they'll produce the high quality oil. And every plant has to be distilled at the right temperature, the right time, the right pressure. Everything is very, very precise to get the kind of oil that we expect and that we know that we can trust from Young Living. And if you want more information on this, we have an awesome website that shows more about our farming practices and all that. It's seedtoseal.com, okay, which I recommend checking out if you've never done it. So just take a look at this too. This is our global reach in Young Living. This shows our farms, our distilleries, our corporate offices all across the globe. And here's a couple pictures too I just want to share with you. This is a picture of our Mona, Utah farm. This is about an hour and a half from our corporate offices out near Salt Lake City. I have been fortunate enough to be at this farm. I think it's been 9 times now, right around there. I kind of lost track, but it's a wonderful place. I go there every chance I can get. It's an amazing experience just to walk in the fields, walk through the distillery. It's a wonderful experience. This is our farm in St. Mary's, Idaho. I've also been lucky enough to go to this farm. I was at this farm in 2010, only one time, while they were distilling the Melissa. I don't know if you guys even know there's an oil called Melissa, and I've got some pictures of that actual harvest coming up here. This is a frankincense tree in the Middle East. Okay, that's where we get our frankincense from. We have our own farm and distillery out there as well. This is chamomile. This is helichrysum, which grows in Croatia. Look at that soil. Okay, that's really special. This is our Ecuador farm. This is a farm I've also been fortunate enough to go to. I was there in, I believe it was 2014. This is our Idaho blue spruce. Highland Flats, where we have our black spruce. Hong Kwai in Taiwan. This is Australia. I think that might be tea tree. I can't remember exactly. And this is our lavender farms in France. Isn't that beautiful? Now, the funny thing is when you see pictures of lavender farms, chances are very likely that people are using pictures of our farms, because we have the biggest lavender farm in the world, which is in France. My goal is to get there. I have not been there yet. Okay, now those pictures were ones from our Seed to Seal website, actually. These next few are ones that I actually took. So the picture on the left here is our Mona, Utah farm. We're located right at the foothills of some of the highest points in Utah. Look at those mountains. It's just beautiful. And this is pictures inside of our greenhouse there with a couple 100,000 um, baby lavender plants. Pretty awesome. This is an aerial view of our Young Living Lavender Farm out in Mona, Utah, which I did not take this one. I can't take credit for that. But our oils are 100% pure. Okay, there's nothing added, nothing taken away. If it says 100% pure on that bottle, you can trust and know that that's true. And not only that it's pure, but that it's the highest quality that you can get. Okay, here's that picture of me in the Melissa field at the St. Mary's Farm in 2010. And I was there when they were distilling. So that's the harvested plant material laying there. Here they are loading it into one of the big distilling drums. And this picture is about a liter of freshly distilled Melissa oil. It took 2.5 acres of plant material to make that one jar. That is a lot of plant material. Okay, that is why when we use an oil, it takes on average like 2 to 4 drops is all that people use because it's so concentrated. I mean, seriously, like 2.5 acres in that little bottle. It's a big deal. All right, and these are some pictures at our Mona, Utah farm when they were distilling juniper. So that in the bottom corner there is me standing by harvested juniper material, waiting to go into this distillery. And this picture up on top here, these bins, now this is the front side, this is the back side of it. So there's that juniper back there. They load this with plant material, put the top on, it steam distills, and then the steam and the oils actually travel through this right here, and they go down into the basement. And they come down into the basement through this right here, and then it goes down into this separator. And you can see this is water with oil on top. This is the process of distilling juniper right here. That's why there's like bubbles in there, because it was right in the process. Okay, did you know juniper is red? Kind of neat, huh? Okay, so how do you use your essential oils? So the most popular way that people use them, I believe, is using them aromatically. That means smelling them. Now, like I mentioned earlier, when you smell an essential oil, it is not just they're not just the smelly oils, which means, oh, I like the smell. It makes me feel happy because I like the smell. Okay, it's so much more than that. These oils have molecules that have power and innate intelligence in them. So when you inhale the molecules in, they get up into your brain. They can make changes. They get into your bloodstream. They can make changes. Okay, they're powerful. Okay, diffusing is a great way to start your ditch and switch. Getting rid of some of those chemical fragrances in your home, putting some oils in your diffuser that actually smell good, clean the air, support your respiratory system, boost your immune system. Okay, they are powerful. Okay, and also can affect your emotions. If you're feeling stressed, diffusing is a great way to go. Okay, and there can be energizing and uplifting. Getting a great smelling house with peace of mind, no compromise. So some people think that they want to have a great smelling house, but they have to do a plug it in thing, or they have to burn candles because they want a nice smelling house. Well, guess what? You can get a great smelling house and you don't have to worry about the chemicals. Okay, this picture on the left is one of our diffusers. That's an Aria diffuser. That's kind of that one with the glass dome. That is what I call our Cadillac of diffusers. Okay, it does happen to be our most expensive one, but it sure is pretty. And it has a built-in MP3 player and a remote control, and it's definitely a fancy one. The other one is one that most people don't see very often. It's one where you can actually hook a bottle of, it's a waterless diffuser, where you can hook a bottle of oil directly up to it, and it diffuses just the essential oil without the water mixed in. The other ones we have water mixed in. So another way that you can aromatically enjoy them is what the lady on the right is doing here. And she has just got oils in her hands, rubs her hands together, and just inhales them that way. Okay, that can be very, very powerful as well. So what's the difference? Now I want you to look at some of these synthetic fragrances people have in their home versus diffusing an oil. Now this is one of our most popular diffusers. It's called our Desert Mist diffuser. It has different saturation settings, different lighting settings. Very cool diffuser. But look at some of these things that these artificial synthetic fragrances are linked to. Okay, they are known carcinogens linked to breathing problems, birth defects, early puberty, allergies, nervous system, neurological disorders. Okay, studies have found that breathing in chemicals found in fragrance can have the same effects as smoking cigarettes. They are toxic. Okay, don't trick yourself into thinking that that's not true. Okay, now look at when you diffuse oils, all natural, non-toxic, does all the good things we already talked about, safe to use around your children and your pets. And you can customize your aroma too. So in the fall, a lot of people are doing, their little version of pumpkin spice, maybe with some ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, orange essential oil. It makes a wonderful smell. Around Valentine's Day, I like to diffuse tangerine and stress away, which is like a lime and vanilla smell, with wintergreen. It smells like candy hearts. Okay. Around Christmas, we diffuse an oil we have called Christmas Spirit, which is cinnamon bark and orange. Delicious. Okay. There's so many different combinations, and you can do whatever you want with the smells. So the second most common way I believe that people use essential oils is topically. So if you ever hear about people applying oils neat, that just means that they're applying them on their skin straight with no carrier oil mixed in. Okay. So if you've ever seen these little reflexology foot maps, they've got all the different places on your feet that are linked to different organs and different body systems. Okay. So if people are working with the brain, they'll do it on their big toe. If they're working on their lungs, it goes in the middle of their foot. Or working with their spine, it goes on the inner kind of arch of their foot. Okay. Um, Little baby feet. Babies love oils too, really good for babies. Another thing you can do when you're putting on oils is do something called a hot compress. So if you're really trying to get the oils in deeper to your tissue, like maybe you're working on a respiratory issue, or maybe your knee hurts or your back hurts or something like that, you can put the oils on your skin. Now, water and oil don't mix, right? So water actually repels an essential oil, which means that the oil tries to get away from the water, right? So let's say like this person in the picture on the lower right-hand corner here, maybe has a sore neck. Okay, maybe their neck is stiff from who knows what. Maybe it's stress, maybe they pulled something in their neck or who knows what. But let's say they put an oil on their neck and it's working great, but they want the oils to get in deeper. You can take a hot, wet towel, take a towel, run it under hot water under your kitchen sink, as hot as you can stand it, and then squish it out just enough so that it's not dripping. You still want to leave a lot of the hot water in there, and then place it on the part of your body where you want to drive those oils in deeper. That's called a hot compress. And if you want to get a little bit more effect, you put a dry towel over top of that hot, wet towel, and that will help to hold the heat in longer. Very effective for body discomfort and aches, lung respiratory support, and also belly stuff. If you get a belly ache and you want to really drive that oil in deeper, a hot compress on the belly is awesome. So speaking of water and oil not mixing, we're going to talk a little bit about oil safety here quick. So water and oil don't mix, right? Water actually intensifies the oil because it drives it in deeper to the tissue. So that being said, if you put oil on your skin and it's too hot, should you run to water? No, you should not. And I know our first reaction is when something feels hot or it's burning, we think water right away, right? Don't do that with essential oils. What you actually want to do is get something called a carrier oil, which is like a fatty oil, like a coconut oil, jojoba oil, sweet almond oil. In Young Living, we have something called V6, which is a type of a massage oil, which is a 6-part vegetable complex oil with grapeseed oil, olive oil. It's a big mixture, okay? So if you put an oil on your skin and it's too hot, take a little bit of that fatty carrier oil and put it over top. And essential oils do the opposite to a carrier oil as they do to water. So water repels them, but a carrier oil attracts them, which means if you have oil on your skin and it's too hot and you put a carrier oil over top, it's actually going to draw those oil molecules out, and they're going to stick to the carrier oil and then reabsorb more slowly. Okay, so always keep a carrier oil handy. A lot of times, if you know that you have sensitive skin, or if you're going to apply to a child, you'll want to pre-dilute, like put some oil in your hand and put a little bit of a carrier oil with it, mix it first, and then apply it, because then you're already prepared for that heat and it helps to cut that heat out. Okay, citrus oils. Now remember, they come from the rind, they're a little bit different. We want to put these where the sun doesn't shine because they are very photosensitizing, which means they draw in the sun. Okay, and it doesn't mean that, oh, I'm going to put lemon oil on my face and go outside and get a better tan. No, this means if you put lemon oil on your face, you might fry your skin off, because I want you to think about how lemon oil or lemons and oranges and limes and grapefruits, how they grow and how they grow the best, right? They love the sunshine. They draw the sunshine in. The sunshine is what helps them develop their fruits, right? It's what gives them the power to grow the fruits from their tree, right? So they amplify the sun. So if you put them on your skin and you go in the sun, they're going to amplify the sun to a point that it could be dangerous for your skin. So put them where the sun doesn't shine, put them on at nighttime, or, like I live in Minnesota and it's not very sunny here these days, so it wouldn't be a big deal. But in the summer, it can be really sunny. Or put them in your water and drink them, diffuse them. There's lots of different ways that you can use them without putting them, on your face when it's sunny out. Another safety tip is you do want to avoid using oils directly inside your ears, in your eyes, or on certain sensitive mucous membrane areas of the body. And really just use common sense. Remember that example of that Melissa oil. Okay, these oils are powerful and very, very strong. So use common sense, less is more. It takes a very small amount. Always just start with 1 or 2 drops. Okay, and remember the detoxing example? Okay, I'm going to show you this cup as we get towards the end here, but it has eaten a hole totally through the top. Actually, if you can, I don't know if you can see it there. You can see it on my little picture on the side. You guys see that? Look at that. It's really done some work there. Okay, and by the way, this is the little plate that it was on. Okay, it's not like it ate a hole through it and it fell out. It's eating it. It's digesting the styrofoam and the toxins. All right. So when you think about that detoxing example though, be aware that oils eat up chemicals and toxins, right? Which means if you've got oils on your hands a lot, be aware of the things that you touch with oils on your hands. So my keyboard on my computer, for example, is missing a lot of the letters. They're worn off because I have oils on my hands a lot. Be aware when you use the restroom, if you have certain oils on your hands that might be a little like peppermint, tingly, for example, or electronics or contact lenses or, things like that. So since we're talking about using oils topically, we're going to talk about our skin for a second. Excuse me, I have to take a break. This is not wine, by the way. This is my red drink, which has lime and grapefruit essential oils in it along with the supplement. Tastes delicious, by the way. All right, so skin is our largest organ, right? It is actually a carrier to the rest of our body. So we talk about starting slow, using a little bit at a time. So what we say is kind of like start low, go slow. If you're not sure where to put an oil, put it on the bottom of your feet. We've got all those nerve endings down there and it will get to where it needs to go. Okay, they know, the oils know. So start low and go slow. Okay, invest in a reference guide. There's some great resources we can get. We kind of call them like our little oil Bibles. They're not little, they're like 500 pages. But if you don't know where to get a reference guide, you can message me after you watch this video. Otherwise, I'll tell you here now too. There is a few great resources online. There's Life Science Publishers, where you can get a great one. There's Abundant Health, and you can search them online. Or like I said, contact the person who shared this video with you and they can help you as well. But that will really give you a lot of information. Excuse me. Everything that touches your skin gets absorbed into your delicate organs, right? Our organs are very sensitive. They have a lot of jobs to do that are really important for our long-term health. So we want to take care of them. Our skin is a carrier. It's not a barrier like some people think. People think that, I'm eating healthy, I'm doing this, I'm doing things right, but I'm just going to keep using this fragrancy lotion because it's not going to hurt me. It's not a big deal. But when you put it on your skin, where do you think it's going? It's carrying it right into your body. It's not filtering it. It's not cleaning it. It's carrying it right into your cells. Okay, it carries toxins too. Check your ingredients, super important. The thing that's really scary that I want to share with you too, which nobody likes to hear this stuff, but it's true. I'm going to share a few stats with you. So many of you know that the European countries are much further ahead of us than we are here in the United States with safety of products, things that they pay attention to, ingredients that are banned, all of that kind of stuff. So in the European Union, which is a group of 40 different countries, they are much more strict than we are here. So in the European Union, as of March, I believe it was March 19th, 2019, they had banned over 1,400 different ingredients in personal care products. Okay, they ban an ingredient if they believe it's linked to cancer, birth defects, neurological issues, cognitive function, the way we think, the way our nerves work, everything. Okay, they are very quick to ban things that they know can cause our bodies harm. Okay, over 1,400 chemicals they've banned. Do you know how many chemicals our United States has banned as of that same date? 9. 9. They've banned 9 in the United States. Even though we know there's studies, there's science, there's all these things showing how bad these things are, they are still sold in our country. Okay, I know these are not good stats, but the truth is the truth. So we might as well know so we can start doing something about it, right? So speaking of what goes on our skin, do you know in Young Living we have makeup? We have Savvy Minerals. Now, I'll be honest, when this first came out, I wasn't super excited about it because I've tried mineral makeup in the past. Now, yes, I want to get rid of chemicals in my home as best as I can. Now, none of us are perfect, right? But we can change things in certain areas where we can. But I had tried mineral makeup in the past and it didn't cover well. It didn't have, it didn't seem to stay on. The colors were always just kind of blah to me. I didn't care for them. But let me tell you, with the Savvy Minerals, it's wonderful. So I don't know if you guys can see with the lighting here, but I have Savvy Minerals lipstick and lip gloss on. I have the Savvy Minerals the makeup on. Some of my favorite things, which I actually brought here to show you, is the lipsticks and the eyeshadows. We have beautiful colors, beautiful minerals, natural. Okay, there's no bad stuff. This is the lipstick I have on, called Uptown Girl. You guys see it in my little video here. Kind of a magenta purple, kind of an icy color. And I also have the lip gloss, which our lip glosses, by the way, are infused with peppermint oil. You guys see this? Whoops. My brain's working backwards. This is just kind of a neutral, shimmery, shiny color. The eyeshadows that I have on today, we have one called Residual and Overboard. The Residual is just kind of like a white, shimmery color, and this one's like a purple that I like. So I don't know if you guys can see them. I wish the lighting was a little better, so I apologize. But don't be afraid to try them. They are amazing. They are beautiful colors. They stay on really, really well. And you can do wet or dry application to get, like the eyeliner like I have. Okay, this is just a wet application where we have a misting spray that we put on our brush and kind of draw it on just like you would a liquid eyeliner. So you're not limited just because you're switching to natural makeup. So see this little bug in the corner? Do you guys know what that is? Looks like a beetle or kind of like a, I don't know what classified type of bug it is, but a lot of companies, though, this kind of goes back to when I talked about greenwashing, kind of, where companies are getting wise to the fact that people are looking for something natural. So a lot of cosmetic companies are doing the same thing. They are starting to put maybe 1 or 2 natural ingredients, and then they can market their product as having natural ingredients, right? Even if there's still a lot of junk in them or fragrance. Okay, so if you go shopping or you look at some red lipsticks you might have at home, and they have natural red number 4, it's the little bugs. They're called a cochineal beetle, I believe. But they smash up these little bugs to make that natural red number 4. So yep, it's natural. Doesn't mean that it's good because, we eat a lot of our lipstick actually without knowing it. So it's kind of gross, but it's natural. So just be aware of that. But that's where that natural red number 4 comes in, carmine red, okay? These are the ingredients in our lipsticks. Oils, grapeseed oil, beeswax, vitamin E, and like I said, our lip glosses have peppermint oil in them. They're wonderful. We have a lot of different products. Okay, guess who else has skin that we need to worry about? Our babies, our children, right? Do you know that we have a whole line of baby care products called Seedlings? How cute is that? Okay, we have baby wipes, baby lotion, diaper rash cream, shampoos, body washes, linen spray, baby oil, all without all the chemicals and safe. Do you guys know about all the lawsuits and things that are going on with some of these other popular baby companies and the baby oils and the baby lotions that you buy over the counter or that new moms are showered with at their baby showers? Okay, check, look into it. Trust me, your babies deserve the best. They don't deserve all this junk and being put at risk. Okay, look at our Kid Scents. We have a whole line of pre-diluted oils that are for little kids. Sleepy Eyes, Owie, Genius, Okay, the names kind of show you what they do. And by the way, they're not just for kids. Okay, they're fantastic for grown-ups too. And then we have toothpaste and vitamins and shampoos and lotions and bubble bath and stuff for kids as well. And who else has skin but our fur babies and our animals, right? So we have a whole line of products for our animals as well. And animals can get our regular oils as well, but just keep in mind that they are more sensitive to smells oftentimes than we are. And you always, if you are diffusing oils in your home, it's always important to make sure that they have a way out if it's too strong for them. So if you diffuse in your bedroom at night, you want to make sure that your door is open if the animals are in there with you so they have a way out if they want to. Okay. And then last, the main thing as far as our product line goes, do you know we have over 600 products in Young Living? We are so much more than just essential oils. We're an essential oil infused lifestyle company. So we have non-toxic plant-based ingredients in everything that we sell. Every single ingredient is safe, and we can know that and take comfort in that and trust that because we know and trust our company. And we know that we are purpose over profit. Okay, like look at this page here. We've got supplements, we've got wonderful beauty care, we have hair gels and all kinds of stuff. I brought a couple of them to show you here. We have an awesome mineral sunscreen. Okay, don't even get me started on how bad sunscreen is for you. Okay, most over-the-counter sunscreens are full of chemicals. And then what do you do with them? You put them on your skin, you go out in the sun, and it bakes the chemicals into your bloodstream, basically. Okay, do you know that the places in the world that use the most sunscreen, which is like in the area where I live, have much, much higher skin cancer rates than those who don't use sunscreen? Food for thought. We have insect repellent, DEET free, all natural. We either have it in like an oil-based thing, or these are like insect repellent wipes. Okay, we keep these in our car in the summer, in my purse. Mosquitoes love me, so using the insect repellent is awesome. Okay, now we're going to talk about the third way to use oils, which is internally. So you can use your oils inside your body too. So some people will just drop it down their throat. Some people will put it in a capsule. Some people will cook with it. We talked about drinking the lemon oil in your water, or I am drinking grapefruit and lime in my red drink here. Okay, if you're going to drink it in your water, make sure you're using stainless steel or glass. You definitely don't want to use plastic or styrofoam, like in the little cup example that I showed you. Now, one thing to be aware of is Young Living has what we call our Vitality line. The Vitality oils come with a white label, and I actually don't have one handy to show you, but you can see in the picture there, the Vitality label. So the difference with these two oils is the label and nothing else. The oil on the inside is the same. The reason that they do this is for labeling reasons, and it has to do with laws and regulations and things like that. So when I was first in Young Living, all of our bottles were colorful bottles. There was no difference in label. All the labels said that they were good for internal use, aromatic, and topical use. They all said the same thing. Okay, a few years ago, the FDA stepped in and said, you can't have that on the label. You can't have all three on one label. Okay, so what they did was we came up with our Vitality line, which is the white label, and it says Vitality on it. And that label says for internal use. And the colorful label of the corresponding oil says it's for aromatic and topical use. Okay, so for us legally to talk about taking oil internally, we should be talking about technically the Vitality oil, right? So just know the difference there, but the oil on the inside is the exact same. Okay, now one thing that a big benefit of taking your oils internally, it helps to really fight against that free radical damage in your body, helps to work on detoxing, and there's a lot of benefits to taking your oils internally. And speaking of oils internally, like I mentioned, we have supplements. We have really powerful, amazing supplements in Young Living. If you've never looked into them, please do. So science has proven that your body is able to absorb a very small percentage actually of over-the-counter vitamins. So if you buy an oil in the store, or I'm sorry, a supplement in the store, and you take it, oftentimes that supplement will actually come out of your body looking the same way it did when it went in, because they're so hard packed and compressed that they don't even break down in your body. And second, if they do break down, there's a large chance that your body really can't absorb it anyway, for a few reasons. For one, it might be full of fillers, bad ingredients. our bodies might be so toxic. Think of that balloon example I used, that our bodies can't absorb it even if it is really good ingredients. Okay. So our very first supplement that we had that we infused essential oils with was a supplement, or is a supplement, called multigreens. Back then it was called Vitagreens. But multigreens is a supplement that has our dark green leafy vegetables in it, like our alfalfa, choline, barley grass, all of that stuff. So they did an experiment on this one, and before adding oils, it showed a 42% blood absorption within 24 hours. 42% is actually pretty good given like industry standards, okay, before adding oils. Now, after adding oils, blood absorption increased to 64% in 30 minutes. And after just 1 hour, blood absorption reached 86%. 86% blood absorption in just 1 hour after taking a supplement. Okay, that's a big deal. That means your body is really using it. You're not just wasting your money. Imagine how you'd feel if your body was actually absorbing all the vitamins you were taking. Okay, food for thought. Now, we have hundreds of products in Young Living. Like I said, literally over 600. How in the world do you know where to start, right? Well, that's where I'm going to get into this with you. So you can decide, first of all, so if you know somebody who has a wholesale account in Young Living, or even if you just go on a random website, youngliving.com or something like that, you can decide to buy a couple of oils at retail price. Okay, that's a good way. You can get oils in your home that way, a few oils. However, if you are a retail customer, you are going to pay full price for your oils. Now, something you may not be aware of is that Young Living is a membership-driven company, which means that members get a better price and get more perks, right? So it's kind of comparable to like a Sam's Club or a Shopco or something like that, where you have a membership and then you get member perks, right? The difference, though, is with Young Living, or I should say with like a Sam's Club or a Costco, you pay a membership fee every single year. And what do you get for your membership fee? You don't actually get anything physical, right? You get your privileges is what you get. And you have to pay your membership fee whether you shop there that year or not, right? So with Young Living, when you become a wholesale member with Young Living, this is a much better route for everybody involved, because first of all, you get 24% off of retail prices. You get access to member-only promotions and education, and you never again have to become a member or pay a fee. There's no yearly membership fees or anything like that, as long as you stay an active member, which means you pay, you order $50 in a year. If you shop through your Young Living store and you get $50 worth of product, $50 approximately, it's 50 PV, product value or point value, usually based on wholesale pricing, it's about $50. As long as you spend $50 in a year, your wholesale membership stays active, okay? And if you happen to go beyond a year, your account just goes inactive. There's no fees, there's no penalties. It's super, super easy. So if you're looking at getting into Young Living, yes, you could pay retail if you choose, but a better option would be to become a wholesale member. That way you get the best price for yourself. Okay, but then, you know, if you start looking into things and you're looking at this ditch and switch stuff, and you're like, well, I should look at my household cleaner. That's pretty toxic. Maybe I want to get a couple diffusers for my home. Maybe I want to switch up my hand soaps or my toothpaste or my mouthwash, or, you know, want to get some veggie wash. I want to try some of the skincare, the, you know, the sunscreen, the insect repellent, a lot of things, right? You can ditch the harmful products, replace them with clean, healthy, oil-infused products. This is called replacement buying. So this means that it doesn't have to be additional money in your budget. You're just spending it in a different place. And you're getting a much, much better product too. So we have the good way, we have the better way. Now we have the best way to be a Young Living member is to also become part of our Essential Rewards program. So our Essential Rewards program is basically like our member loyalty program. And what this is a very flexible program where you start banking free points. So not only do you get your 24% off as a member, but if you order 50 PV a month, and you can change your order every month, you can change the day of the month it goes. But if you commit to, you know, spacing out your wish list kind of, and let's say 1 month you replace the toxic items in your kitchen. The next month, maybe you want to replace some of your personal care, then your laundry soaps, then your, you know, your oral care or something. You can kind of space it out. So if you do that and you get on our monthly Essential Rewards program, you start banking points. So if you look at this purple chart on the right, for months 1 through 3 that you're on the ER program, you bank an additional 10% of everything that you spend. Okay. Now you can cancel at any time. There's no contracts. You can cash out your free points anytime after your second month. But the benefit of staying on it long term, sorry, my computer is dinging, is that starting on month 4 up here, you actually start banking 20%. So imagine banking 20%, an extra $20 on every $100 you spend. Okay, you're actually getting over 40% off when you do it that way. And if you stay on it even longer than that and you hit 25 months, so just over 2 years, you're banking 25%. Okay, it really adds up fast. Plus you get discounted shipping, you get priority shipping. They send you free gifts anytime you complete months 3, 6, and 9, and then a special gift every 12 months that you've completed on the program. So I've been on Essential Rewards for, about 12 and a half years now. So I earn 25% back for every 100 I spend. It's a big deal, okay? It really, really adds up. And I'm doing the right thing by my family by ordering these things through Young Living. Like I mentioned, flexible ordering, lots of perks, no fees, and we also do have a better shipping option as well. So once you're an ER member, you have increased, I guess, perks even with your shipping options. So the big thing with natural health is consistency is key. If you're looking to make changes in your life and changes in your future, you have to be consistent. Okay, we want to use our oils every single day. If you don't know what to do with them, pop them in your diffuser. That's a great way to use them every day. Use them topically. Put some of the emotional oils on your heart. Put your immune system oils on your feet at night. Drink them in your water. Drink your Ninja Red. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. That's the juice that we started giving my daughter when she was 1. And watch your labels. You know, really start to create that awareness in yourself and look at what you are exposing your family to. And is it worth it? Okay, and then ditch and switch. Get rid of those toxic items in your home and switch them out for some better ones. Compare this to a weight loss plan or getting in shape. Okay, so imagine that I am working on my health, right? And part of my health plan is to lose some weight or get in shape, which is pretty realistic because I'm trying to do that all the time. Okay, but let's say I have a plan and I'm going to eat one really healthy meal this week and I'm going to exercise at least once before the end of the month. Sounds legit, right? How likely is it that I'm really going to hit my goals by just kind of teetering on that barely doing it thing? Okay, that's kind of with health and oils too. So we want to be consistent, just like with a weight loss plan. We have to commit, we have to be consistent. It doesn't mean that every day is perfect, because it's not, because we're humans and that's how it works. But we want to be consistent, have a goal, make daily decisions, and if you fall off the wagon, just try again tomorrow. It's a new day. Okay. Essential Rewards is a plan to help set you up for success for consistency. All right, so this is where I'm going to talk about our premium starter kit. So for those of you who want to become a member of Young Living and want to do that better route of getting wholesale pricing, we do have several different membership starter kits, but I'm going to highlight the one that is the most valuable and the way that most everybody starts in Young Living. It's called our premium starter kit. It includes 12 of your most commonly used essential oils to help you jump right in. And the bonus is that you basically get a free diffuser with it. Okay, it's over a $400 value for this kit, and you pay just $165 plus tax and shipping. It's a super, super good deal. And we're going to go through what all comes in this kit. So first of all, here's a little breakdown of the cost. Like I said, if you look at retail prices, it's over $400. Okay, wholesale price is $165. So you not only have, I'm going to go back to this picture here. Boy, I'm sorry, my computer is full of notifications. We have 10 oils here, 2 additional oils here, a diffuser. We have the Thieves House, or the Thieves hand sanitizer, which I have one here. Oh gosh, sorry about that, guys. This is a little case that I can attach to my purse. But our Thieves hand sanitizer, which is a hot commodity right now, looks like this. Awesome, not drying to your hands, not full of chemicals, works great. Actually scientifically proven to kill 99.99% of germs. This picture of the kit shows a sample of the household cleaner as well, which lately the kits have come out with the Thieves spray instead, because the household cleaners were having a little leaking issue. So we've got Thieves spray in there, which is awesome too. You get a couple samples of our Ningxia Red packets, which again, I'm still going to be talking about later. And then you also get these two little roller tops, which you can put on the top of your bottles to make your bottle a roller. Okay, so first we're going to talk about lavender. Lavender is the most popular essential oil in the world. It is also the most adulterated oil in the world. Lavender is one of those scents that you find in everything. You find it in baby products, you find it in laundry products, you find it in a lot of smelly things, linen sprays. Okay, but most people don't realize at the time until they smell real lavender that the synthetic lavender they're smelling is not real lavender. It's just perfume, basically lab created, not grown. It is also one of the most versatile oils in the world. Okay, they kind of call it like the Swiss Army knife of essential oils, okay, or the mother of all essential oils because it's good for so many things. The scent is not what most people expect, like I mentioned, because they're used to smelling that synthetic lavender. Some of my favorite uses is lavender is like a switch for my brain. So we know that lavender is commonly regarded as a relaxing smell, right? That's why they put it in baby products and laundry products and things. But for me, if I ever can't fall asleep at night, and it's because my brain is running, like I'm thinking about all the things I should have did yesterday, all the things I have to do tomorrow, all the things I have to do next month, all the things I should have done last week, and I can't shut my brain off, I will take a little bit of lavender, rub it across my forehead and under my nose, and it's just like a little switch. It's also great to diffuse if you have that going on. Okay. I love to put it on my dryer balls in the laundry. You can get wool dryer balls. You can get them in the grocery stores nowadays, Walmart, Amazon. And it's a really great alternative to those really toxic dryer sheets. Okay. Whoops. Really great for skin. Lavender is good for all things skin, whether you have a scratch or a bug bite or some acne or anything going on with your skin, lavender is a great go-to. Okay. Also, it's really good for some seasonal challenges or animal challenges. So for example, my body and my daughter's body do not necessarily like cats. Okay. So if I go to a friend's house who has a cat, my body responds. It doesn't like it. Yeah, I get the itchy eyes and the funny nose and all that stuff. So if I put lavender oil on before I go to my friend's house or when I first get there, I can actually go there and stay overnight and not have the cat issues. I can look at the cat. I don't necessarily pet the cat because I don't want the cat hair on me to leave, with, but I can handle it in a way that I couldn't handle it before. If that makes sense. Okay. Second, so we're going to talk about peppermint oil next. And of course, I've got notifications and notifications, so sorry for that. But we're going to talk about peppermint next. This is one of the favorite oils, top favorites by Young Living Oilers. Okay, this is one that I carry in my purse all the time. It's really high in menthol. So you remember how I talked about that hot compress where you could put a hot wet towel over top of an oil? Okay, that goes along the same lines as peppermint. Peppermint is really high in menthol. So it's a driver oil. It drives the oils deeper into the tissue. Peppermint is also a stimulant. So if you are somebody who's super sensitive to different stimulants like caffeine or things like that, I would say to start this slow and just pay attention to your body because it can be a stimulant. It's great for most people, but just be cautious. Also great in baking and smoothies. So if you like to bake like brownies or something chocolate, peppermint is awesome. If you make a smoothie with, maybe some almond milk and some Balance Complete, which is a meal replacement we have, and you put a drop of peppermint in there, it is like mint ice cream to me. It's awesome that way. It's also great as a natural body temperature regulator. Oh goodness, I'm sorry, I got a group message that is just blowing me up right now. So if you are too warm or you are too cold, this is a great one to put on the back of your neck, on the heels of your feet, on your wrists, and it helps to regulate your body temperature. Great for kids too who might have trouble getting their body temperature regulated. Also really good at deterring pests. A lot of people will put this in a spray bottle with some water if they have, and spray the corners of their kitchen, maybe if they have some ants, or we'll put it on a cloth in their camper or their fish house during the off season to keep pests away. So some of my favorite uses, I mentioned that I keep this in my purse at all times because I have a really sensitive stomach. So if I eat something that's too high in sugar, too high in fat, or just overeat in general, peppermint is awesome. I literally will just drop it right on my belly and rub it in. And within probably 10 minutes, that kind of bloated, ishy feeling in my stomach goes away. It's awesome. Really great for sore muscles. Really great for sinuses too. So one thing I recommend you guys to try, if you're brave, is you can take the peppermint oil and put a drop. You could drop it right on your tongue, but let me tell you, peppermint is super, super strong. So I would not recommend that unless you are really brave or can tolerate really hot things. But otherwise, I would recommend taking a drop and just putting it on the back of your hand. You could either take a full drop and let it drop, or you could just rest the bottle like that when it's open and just let like a half a drop fall on your hand and then lick it and then hold your tongue up onto the roof of your mouth for maybe like 20 or 30 seconds. And then when you're ready, open your mouth, breathe through your mouth, and you will feel that oil passing through your whole sinus way. Another thing people like to do is to put a drop in the palm of their hand and then take their thumb, rub it like this, and hold it on the roof of their mouth that way. Okay, it goes right to your brain, wakes your brain up, opens your sinuses up. It's very, very refreshing. It feels pretty neat. Okay, next we're going to talk about frankincense oil. Okay, so frankincense also, all these oils comes in the premium starter kit. Okay, this is considered a holy oil in the Middle East, commonly mentioned in the Bible. Anytime they mention an incense, frankincense, okay, kind of piece those puzzles together. One of the gifts given to the Christ child at birth. Why do you think out of all the things that they could have given the new king that they would bring him frankincense and myrrh? Okay, in the Bible it says something similar to frankincense is good for everything from gout to a broken head. Okay, now I'm not sure what a broken head means, but my best guess is that it's an emotional need, right? Because if your brain isn't working right, if your emotions aren't working right, I know firsthand that frankincense is amazing for your brain and your emotions. Really great for skincare too. So we have a whole skincare line in Young Living, like I mentioned, and a lot of those items have frankincense in it. Okay, it's really great for skin, fantastic for emotional support. Some of my favorite uses is I actually put this on my forehead every single day. I put it almost like in a cross, and I don't do that necessarily on purpose, but I started doing that probably about 10 to 12 years ago. I needed some extra emotional support, and so I started putting this on my forehead for emotional support. A side effect, and in Young Living, we have a lot of side effects that come with the oils, but they're good side effects. They're usually, what a nice surprise that was, kind of a side effect, okay? So a side effect for me with my frankincense was I would put this across my forehead for my emotional support, and a side effect was it decreased the wrinkles that I had on my forehead. Okay, I'm not kidding, that's true. I used to have a really deep wrinkle right in between my eyes, and it's still there a little bit. But 10 years ago, it was much, much worse and very dramatic. Whether I was happy or sad or anything, that wrinkle was there. And I started putting the frankincense on my forehead, and that wrinkle has softened dramatically. Okay, so nowadays I put it in my hand, and I still do this, but I also will circle around my eyes because it's really good for eye health as well. Okay, I put it in my homemade beauty serum, which includes sweet almond oil, frankincense, myrrh, and 1 or 2 drops of rose essential oil. Also, it's really relaxing. It's really grounding. It's really calming. And in Young Living, we also have a frankincense resin burner. So frankincense, the way that we get it, if you remember earlier in this presentation, I showed a picture of a frankincense tree. So we actually, when they are kind of harvesting the frankincense, they don't need to cut down the tree to do it. They actually just kind of slice the tree, and it's almost like it's not a sap, but they call it the resin comes out, and then it hardens, and that's what they distill. So if you look at this picture right here, this is pieces of the frankincense resin, which you can burn. Remember, frankincense, incense, okay? So you can burn the frankincense resin, and it puts that smell out in the air. Now, when my girls were toddlers and were out of control at sometimes, I would burn the frankincense resin in my home. And within probably 15 or 20 minutes of doing that, when they were really acting crazy, it would just make everything calm. They would calm down. Well, I don't know if they'd calm down, but I would calm down for sure. It just gave a certain calm. And yes, some people are like, oh, it smells like church in here. Well, you know what? It's a calm, reverent, grounded place. Okay, depending on your beliefs. So frankincense resin is pretty amazing. So next we're going to talk about lemon. Now we've talked about lemon a little bit in the fact that it's super detoxing. It's also one of the most commonly recognized scents there is. It's used worldwide for cleaning. A lot of people smell lemon and they're like, oh, it smells clean, right? That's what they associate that with. Also great for detoxing, like I mentioned. Any of the citrus oils are very, very emotionally uplifting. So if you're not sure what to diffuse, throw some citrus in your diffuser. It's cleaning for the air, smells clean, and can lift your emotions. Lemon oil is also very good for helping memory retention. So do you know that inhaling lemon oil can actually help increase memory retention by over 58%? The proven fact. Okay, so a lot of people will inhale lemon oil while they're studying for test recall, things like that. Also great in baking too. So if you have any baking that you're doing and your recipe calls for like a lemon zest or anything like that, you can substitute lemon oil for that. And it's more lemony than lemon, like than lemon zest even. It's very refreshing, very good. So some of my favorite uses, I do like to drink it in water too. My favorite, technically, if I'm just doing straight water, my favorite is grapefruit oil. But once in a while, I will add the lemon oil to that as well. And I know lemon, because of how strong of a detoxer it is, it's a great way to start out your day. So if you've ever heard that when you first get up in the morning, you should drink a big glass of water to help cleanse your organs, wake up your organs, adding lemon oil to that is a really powerful thing to do. Okay. Lemon is also really great, or any of the citrus oils, at getting rid of sticky stuff. So if you have sticky price tags on something, or, I don't like to admit this too much, but I super glued my fingers together one time. Yeah, smart move, right? But I put lemon oil, or I think I might have done grapefruit. I've done them both probably at different times, but it actually just dissolves those petrochemicals in those plastics. So it helps to, unstick things. And really good for fake cleaning. And what I mean by that is you can put lemon oil in a spray bottle, and let's say you have some guests coming over and you don't want your house to smell stale. Maybe you haven't been home, you haven't had your diffuser running. You can put some lemon oil in water and a little witch hazel or some kind of a neutral spirit to break up those oil molecules, shake the bottle and spray it all around your house. Okay. When they come over, they're going to say, oh, your house smells so clean. Well, maybe it's not clean, but maybe it's going to smell clean, right? So it's for fake cleaning, plus real cleaning, of course, too. Next, we're going to talk about Citrus Fresh. So Citrus Fresh is a blend. So by the way, if you have an oil that's called lemon, peppermint, lavender, a plant name, that means that's all that's in that bottle, is that one ingredient from that one plant, right? But if you have an oil like Citrus Fresh, okay, this is a blend. This is a blend of orange, grapefruit, sorry, I'm gonna move my thing here. Mandarin, tangerine, lemon, and spearmint. So this is very fruity with a little tinge of spearmint. Okay, it smells wonderful, tastes wonderful. Sorry, very refreshing in water. And this is a really popular one to diffuse and to introduce people to essential oils, even the most sensitive people. So you may be one of these sensitive people, or maybe you know somebody who's very, very sensitive to strong smells. Okay, so maybe the flower smells are a little too much for somebody, but typically even really sensitive people really enjoy Citrus Fresh or any of the citrus oils because they're used to smelling lemons, they're used to smelling oranges. Spearmint smells like gum, right? Peppermint smells like gum. Wintergreen smells like gum, right? So when you diffuse things that are more common smells just in everyday life, it makes it an easier transition for sensitive people. So my favorite uses, I like to put this one with grapefruit oil as well and drink it. Great for a homemade air freshener. So in our bathroom, instead of having the kind of a spray, we have a water bottle that has water and some witch hazel again, which is kind of a neutral spirit, they call it. And then you just put a few drops of essential oil. I think my water bottle in my bathroom, my spray bottle, is a stainless steel one. You can get a glass one. You can get them online. I think it's maybe 1.5 cups or 2 cups of water, and I probably put 10 to 15 drops of essential oil in there. Makes a great room spray. I either like to do Citrus Fresh in that, or I do Christmas Spirit, which is cinnamon and orange, which is a great room spray as well. Okay, next we're going to talk about thieves. So this is an oil that even if people haven't really tried oils, oftentimes they have heard of thieves essential oil. So why is it called thieves? That's kind of an odd name, right? So thieves, this oil is based off of a story from back in France in the days of the Black Plague in the 13 or 1400s. There was a plague going around, right? And there was a lot of people who were sick and dying, okay? Now around that time, there was also a group of herb and spice traders who were thieves. They were robbers. and they were going around stealing off of the bodies and the dead and dying, but they were not catching the plague because they had all these oils and herbs and spices on them, right? So when they were finally caught by law enforcement bartered with them to give them a more lenient sentence if they would give up their secret as to why they did not catch the Black Plague like everybody else. Okay, so that is where the story of thieves comes from, is from that legend. Okay, so kind of a neat story. Now, thieves does come in this kit. Okay, and you can also get thieves as a diluted roller. Okay, and the reason that's important is because thieves is actually a hot oil. So in this oil we have cinnamon, cinnamon, bark, clove, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus. Now, cinnamon bark and clove are naturally very hot oils. They can be hot on the skin. You want to keep a carrier oil handy. The thieves roller comes pre-diluted, and actually it's quite strong still. So if you're putting this on any sensitive skin, you might just want to be careful. You might want to still keep a carrier oil handy because it is very hot. Super, super powerhouse immune supporter. I'm really good at killing the bad stuff. Great to use topically if you're diffusing it, or depending on where you put it on your body. You know, some people are sensitive in different places and some aren't. For most people, a lot of people will put it on their feet at night because most people's feet have a little bit of a thicker skin, right? And it doesn't really bother them that much. I like to drop thieves down my throat when I feel a little tickle coming on. You can use it aromatically too in your diffuser. We do that every single day, especially lately. But again, just be aware that it is a hot oil, so you want to use it with caution. But it really is a super oil. All right, so some of my favorite uses. My kids get this diluted every single day and night. We put it on our throats. Again, you know, they're teenagers, so they can usually handle this pre-diluted one, but we do keep a carrier oil handy just in case. I drop it down my throat as needed, as I mentioned, and sometimes I use it topically diluted, sometimes I don't. So it just depends. Now for me, if I ever wake up and my nose feels a little stuffy or anything, I'll actually take a drop and put it on my finger and go across my forehead like this, and it helps to clear my sinuses. And I have no problem with the heat up there. I don't even feel the heat. But if I were to ever put these on my chest or my cheeks, it would be like fire for me. That's just me. Those areas are more sensitive for me, so I would definitely want to dilute it. I also can put it, I often put it like under my throat, under my jawline on the front of my throat, and I have no problem with the heat there as well. So just kind of keep in mind, keep a carrier oil handy, and I diffuse often too. So thieves is such a powerhouse oil that we have a whole line of products that has stemmed from our thieves. So we have an amazing plant-based household cleaner that works awesome too. There's a lot of good visuals out online where you can search and see people cleaning up like chicken juice and, you know, doing germ tests and all this stuff. And it's a super concentrated cleaner. So those big bottles that it shows right in the middle of the screen here, you actually take about a capful of that. That's a 14.4 ounce bottle, I believe. And this is my thieves cleaner for my house. So I take like a capful of the thieves, put it in a bottle, fill it with water, and it is my surface cleaner for almost everything in my home. Now you can do different cleaning ratios, like if you're gonna clean, you know, like an appliance or your tub or your shower, you can mix it with baking soda and make like a scrub. There's a ton of options. We have laundry soap. We have a whole mouth care line like mouthwash and floss and toothpaste. We have our hand sanitizer. We have our spray, hand soaps, everything thieves. Laundry soap, did I already say that one? Lots of great stuff. So this is a great line to start ditching and switching those chemical products. If I could put one very first product on your Essential Rewards, it would be the Thieves Household Cleaner. That's my next big go-to after that premium starter. Okay, so next we're going to talk about Raven. Those are happy lungs in the corner, by the way. Raven is an awesome respiratory support oil. It is a blend of Ravensara, lemon, wintergreen, peppermint, and eucalyptus radiata. Where's my Raven? Oh, here it is. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, and it is most often diffused or used topically. A lot of people use it like in a chest rub, like they'll make their own chest rub or just put it right on topically on their chest. That's how I like to use it. A lot of people will add it to bath water with Epsom salts. Oh, Epsom, it should be, I spelled that wrong, sorry. Now, one thing is the reason that you don't just put oils directly in your bath is because think of this little visual. If you have a bathtub and you put oils in your bath, just oils, where do they sit? water and oil separate, right? So they're going to sit on the top of the water. Now, when you get in the bath, besides your feet, what's the first part of your body that hits the water? It's your butt, right? So you don't want to just drop your butt down on straight oils and waters can be a little warm. So the reason that you put the salts in the water is because it helps to disperse those oil molecules and mix them in, right? So you get a better effect that way and a safer effect. So some of my favorite uses, this was one of our very first oils that we used on my daughter when she was a baby. We diffuse it daily. Great on your chest topically. Opens the lungs during exercise too. So whether you are just wanting to support your respiratory system in general, or you're going to go work out and you don't want to get out of breath so easily, put some Raven on your chest. A really good companion oil to this too is an oil blend we have called RC, which is a eucalyptus type of blend as well. Awesome lung support. Next, we're going to talk about digize. Now think of this word for a second. This oil name, digize, it stands for digestive energizer, like getting your guts moving, okay? All about the belly. So this is a blend of ginger, tarragon, juniper, peppermint, fennel, lemongrass, anise, and patchouli. Kind of some different smells in there. Really a sharp odor, which I personally don't really care for the smell. But let me tell you, if you have any gut stuff going on, this one is fantastic. Now, I mentioned earlier that I use peppermint for my belly stuff, and usually that one does just what I need for my belly. But once in a while, if I have a little something bigger going on with my stomach, I will put peppermint oil, or I'm sorry, digize on my belly too, and that does the trick then for me. So some people actually take this by mouth. Now I've never done it. I heard that it tastes better than it smells, but some people do like the smell. So it just depends on personal preference. You can either put this in water and drink it, or some people, if they're working on some pH balances with their body, will just drop it under their tongue and swallow. It can help support healthy pH, because nobody wants to have a sad tummy, right? Okay, so my favorite uses, like I said, on my belly when necessary. Now, if I do have to use the digize versus just the peppermint, I will put digize on the belly and I will layer it with peppermint, which means I put digize on first and then I put peppermint over top. And the reason I do that is twofold, because for one, peppermint, remember, is a driver oil. So the peppermint is going to help to drive that digize in better. But secondly, the peppermint helps to kind of make that scent a little bit more bearable for me as well. It's also great on kids. Works when kids have a tummy ache. This one is fantastic. And if you want a little extra do that hot compress on a belly too. That works great too. So next we're going to talk about Panaway. This was Young Living's first original blend. Comes in the kit as well. It's a blend of wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, and peppermint. Really good at supporting your muscles and your bones. A lot of people kind of refer to this as their workout buddy. Really good for sore back, sore muscles. This is another great one to put in the bath water with some salt so that it disperses the oil and you don't hurt yourself. My favorite uses, it's really good for muscles, particularly my neck and my back where I tend to have most of my issues. Really great for joint support. And as I mentioned, that kit comes with a roller ball, 2 roller ball attachments, right? So my favorite oil to put the roller ball on is the Panaway, because I like to just roll it on where it hurts. Okay, so next is Stress Away, and the name kind of says it all, right? So actually this one is nicknamed the crack stick in the Chicago area because it kind of helps to chill you out. This is a blend of lime, vanilla, copaiba, cedarwood, ocotea, and lavender. This one has a really unique smell because of that lime and vanilla. It smells like candy to me. Great for stress tension, topically and aromatically. Copaiba is really good at releasing tension in your muscles. So this one, along with the emotional piece of stress, this one helps a lot with the physical stress. So if you're somebody who carries your stress in your neck and your shoulders and you find yourself really tense a lot in your neck, putting some Stress Away on there is going to help release that physical tension. And then also using this for inhalation to get those molecules in your brain to release that nervous tension from your brain as well. It's going to help the way that your body reacts to stress. So it's really a great one for that. My favorite uses on the back of my neck and under my nose for stress. A lot of times with stress, I'll just use this for inhalation because inhaling it, like I said, gets those molecules in your brain and helps the way your body reacts to stress. This is one of my most, I guess, common uses actually for Stress Away is I like to diffuse it. That's what I do the most with it. And I like to diffuse it with wintergreen and tangerine because to me, it smells like candy hearts, which I mentioned earlier, like Valentine's Day. All right, so peace and calming is next. Now, this is one of my first personal aha oil. So my goodness, I really apologize for all these messages. Hopefully you guys can still hear me beyond all the dings. But as I mentioned, I got into Young Living for my daughter's respiratory health. But shortly after that, I was going through a lot of emotional things myself. And peace and calming is the oil that helped me get through a lot of that. This is a blend of tangerine, ylang-ylang, blue tansy, orange, and patchouli. It's very kind of fruity and a little bit flowery, very relaxing, great use topically or directly inhaled, awesome if you're feeling frazzled. My favorite uses, this is my go-to if I'm feeling overwhelmed. When I get overwhelmed, I get this feeling that sets in my chest where I can't catch my breath and my head feels tight and I feel like I can't breathe and I can't think. So for me, I will take peace and calming, is it right here, and I will put it in my hands. Sometimes I'll just go like this, rub it on my chest, but then I always will get some really deep breaths of it and get those molecules up in my brain. And when I have that tightness in my chest, breathing that in literally will help pull that tension out of my chest and help me to be able to think in about 10 seconds. Okay, and this is not like a fluke, like it works sometimes. This works every time for me for like 12 years. Okay, so this is an awesome one. I put a drop in my heart, then inhale, or you can just straight inhale from the bottle as well. Just get those molecules up in your brain. Okay, next we're going to talk about valor. So valor, what does the name valor mean? Valor means courage, right? Courage, bravery, relaxing the nerves, getting through some tough things, right? So this name came about because it was based on history again. Back in the days of the Roman soldiers and stuff, they would put herbs and spices and oils on themselves to have bravery for battle. So that is where this blend comes from. It's a blend of black spruce, blue tansy, frankincense, rosewood, and geranium. So it's very woodsy. It's a very unique smell, very woodsy. And then that geranium is a very flowery smell. So it's kind of a real woodsy with a tinge of flower to it. And also this is a very blue or like purplish colored oil because that's what the natural oils are that are in it. So every oil has a frequency. Every organ in our body has a frequency. All of our body systems have a frequency, right? So the frequency of valor actually matches the frequency of the spine. So this is a really great one to put on to support your back or your neck before or after a chiropractic adjustment, or to help, I put it on my neck when my neck is sore because it just helps to relax the muscles, and sometimes my neck will crack too. So this one used to carry the nickname chiropractor in a bottle, so I still refer to it as that sometimes. Very grounding, very balancing. Think of those tree oils. Think of how the roots go into the soil. And no matter how hard the wind blows, those trees stay strong, right? The roots stay strong, usually, unless you have a really bad storm. But that oil can do that for us as well. Okay, it can keep us grounded. Very supportive to our nervous system and emotions. Like I said, what the word valor suggests. My favorite uses, topically on my back and my neck. I probably use this on my neck probably 2 to 3 times a day because I just get a lot of tension in my neck. And although Stress Away works for me sometimes, depending on what's causing my neck tension, Valor is my go-to for that. My sister loves to use Valor on her heart the way that I love to use Peace and Calming on my heart. So if you're having that stress and that feeling in your heart where you can't maybe catch a deep breath or, something like that going, we've got lots of emotional options in this kit. So Peace and Calming is a great one to try, Stress Away, frankincense, or the Valor. I used to teach piano lessons, for those of you who might not know that. And when I had nervous students before big recitals, we would put Valor on their heart with their parents' permission, and it would just help to take that nervous tension away. Okay, when my daughters used to be in dance recitals when they were little, they would get really nervous. We'd put Valor oil on them. My daughter is a gymnast. Before a big meet, she will pass Valor oil around to her gymnast friends, and it helps calm their nerves before a big performance. Okay, so you also get Ningxia Red in your kit. So this is the stuff I mentioned that my daughter started taking when she was little. It either comes, this is a bottle of Ningxia Red. Now it's whole food nutrition, so you always want to shake it because they actually take the Ningxia wolfberry, which is the main ingredient, and they use the whole entire thing. It's whole food nutrition. So they use the skin and the seed and the pulp and everything that's in there. So you do want to shake it. Um, whoops, whoops. What am I doing? Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Ningxia Red. So first of all, we want to talk about free radicals because this is a big free radical fighter in your body. Okay, they are harmful things that come from the outside of our bodies, right? So things like from pollutants, toxins, preservatives, chemicals in our food, cheap supplements, all that kind of stuff. Free radical damage is a real thing in our body, and they basically attack our cells every single day. So you've probably heard the word antioxidant, right? Oils are a big time powerful antioxidant. Okay, Ningxia Red is a powerful antioxidant. But let's look at what free radicals do. So free radicals are these little angry cells down the left. Okay, they come and attack our healthy cells and they leave them damaged, essentially. So what we want to do is we want to put things into our body that help fight that free radical damage, to get rid of the free radicals that help to reduce that oxidation in our bodies. Okay, what do free radicals do? They make us look and feel older than we are. We don't want free radicals in our bodies. They damage our cells. They make us look and feel older. Okay, I would rather slow down the aging process, please. Okay, I'm still trying to hold on for dear life to 28, which, it's getting a little harder and harder, especially when my kids start to ask me questions like, weren't you, 20 something when I was born, and now they're teenagers? I'm like, yeah, we don't do the math. Okay, so we want to put things into our bodies that fight the free radicals, right? Things that are high in antioxidants. And we talked about this. Oils are super high in antioxidants, but we don't have to worry because we have Young Living, right? And we have this special red juice. All right. So this is where our Ningxia Red comes in. So Ningxia Red is an antioxidant-packed drink. It's good for the whole family. It is oil infused. It truly is a superfood. This is what we started my daughter on when she was 1. We started her with about a teaspoon a day. Average serving size for most people is about 1 to 2 ounces a day. An ounce is a shot glass. But it's a super antioxidant, fighting against oxidative stress and free radical damage, promotes normal cellular function, supports good health and overall wellness. Nicknamed the Happy Berry because it's a mood lifter as well. Okay, and it also gives you a lot of energy. So back to essential rewards, if I could put 2 things in your essential rewards cart to get you going on, it would be the household cleaner, the Thieves household cleaner, and the Ningxia Red, because I firmly believe that this is something that every single person on this planet should be taking, because we're exposed to so many things in our body. So look at this picture. If free radicals are aging us on the outside, what do you think they're doing on the inside? Remember, we want to live a life and grow old in a healthy body, right? We don't want our bodies to break down before our brains are ready to quit, right? Okay, and you want to know your Ningxias too. So we have those Ningxia wolfberries, which are the main ingredient in the Ningxia Red. We also have Ningxia Zing, which is a carbonated beverage with the Ningxia wolfberry puree in it, along with, now this sounds odd, but it's flavored with black pepper and lime essential oil. Seems like an odd combination, but it's delicious, especially for people who are trying to get rid of maybe a bad soda pop habit. And then we also have our Ningxia Nitros. That's these little babies right here. So the nitros are formulated for cognitive fitness to help you think clear. So if you guys suffer from any brain fog or just can't seem to be productive or can't get your brain to wake up, these are amazing. I like to keep a few in my purse at all times because if I get a little sleepy while I'm driving, these help with that. I like to pop 1 or 2 of these before I teach a class, which I did before this one. Helps wake my brain up, helps me feel a little bit more sharp. So we also have Smart Spectrum CBD as well. So I have a couple here just to show you. For the CBD, we have 3 flavors. We have cinnamon, citrus, and cool mint. This is the citrus. This is the size bottle it comes from. We have regular or extra strength. We also have a CBD startup kit for those who are interested in that. We have a muscle rub. Kind of just looks like I don't know if you can see this in there, like an ointment. Smells wonderful. It's infused with oils. The thing that makes our CBD different, now I know you can get it at a lot of places nowadays, ours is considered Smart Spectrum CBD because it is the CBD isolate combined with the terpenes from essential oils, which gives it a synergistic, very powerful effect. And plus, we work with a company called 'Nature's Ultra, and we work directly with them in their farm to bring you the highest quality CBD that you can get, and we can guarantee that there is 0.00% THC in this. So you're not gonna down the road, test positive for any like drug use or anything like that, because it's just the CBD isolate, which is the medicinal part of the CBD, not the stuff that affects your brain and your thinking. So this stuff is very, very powerful for many different things in the body, which I'm not going to get into here because that's a whole different class, but just know that we have that in Young Living as well. And it's not like if you buy your CBD from a mom and pop shop on the corner or a gas station or a grocery store, or all the different places you can get it nowadays, it's very unlikely that they're actually going to know where that CBD came from, because they probably bought it from a broker or a middleman who bought it from a middleman who bought it from a middleman who bought it from a broker from who knows where. Okay. We actually work directly with the farm. So it's very reputable, and they follow our whole seed to seal standards as well. So time to choose, right? Let's get real for a second here. The information you've learned here can be life-changing. I know it has been for me in absolutely more ways than I can count. Not only my child's health, my children's health, my emotional health, my financial health, it literally has changed my life 100-fold, okay? We really need to be informed and look at what's legally sold to us and our kids. Just because something is sold on the shelves at the store does not mean it's safe for our families. Okay, it's important that we take responsibility for ourselves and our families, because nobody else is going to do that for us. Okay, the people who are making money off the toxic things in the stores are not looking out for our best well-being and our families and the longevity that we hope to have in our lives. We need to be advocates for our health, because nobody else is going to do it for us. Do you know that the #2 cause of death in the United States is cancer? 1 in 3 cases in the United States are directly linked to poor diet, inactivity, and chemical exposure. And when I say chemical exposure, I don't mean radioactive chemical exposure or something really rare. I mean chemicals. I mean chemicals in our lives that we use every day. That is linked directly to disease, remember. Okay. On the American Cancer Society website, it states that only 5 to 10% of all cancers are due to genetic defects. 5 to 10%. That means that 90 to 95% of cancers are linked to things within our control. How many more people in this world do we have to lose because of all the chemical exposure that we're being exposed to? Okay, what we allow in our home matters. It's what we live in, it's what we breathe, it's what we put on our skin every single day. And it's a cumulative effect. So if you just think, well, I just do a little bit here and a little bit there, but if you do a little bit here and a little bit there with 30 different products a day, or even if it's 5 different products a day, and each of them has that word fragrance in the title or in the ingredients, and that little word houses 200 or 300 chemicals every day, what do you think that cumulative effect is on your body and your skin and your organs and your blood and your future and your kids and your lungs and your immune system? It all adds up. Okay, we need to take responsibility for ourselves and keep learning, because that's what it comes down to, right? Knowledge is power. We have to work to change the outcome of our lives and our futures and the way things are going. Kick out the nasty toxins, start creating a better future for you and your family. Okay, you have the power. It's your responsibility. Okay, our kids rely on us, right, to make the choices for them. And we have the choice too to make our family's health a priority. One thing that really gets me too is I know our budgets are full. I know we have stress in a lot of places, but where is that piece in our budget for our health? Why is that always last? Why is it that, we always have our cable TV, we always have our cell phones, we always have our nights out, we always have, I'm not judging because I've been there. Okay. I love my high heels. I love my purses. I love my fancy clothes sometimes. But the fact of the matter is if I'm not putting my health first, none of those things matter, right? I can have 100 pairs of glittery high heels, but if I'm laid up in a hospital bed, they're just sitting there. They're not getting me longevity in my life, right? If we don't have our health, nothing else in this whole world will matter. Okay, it's amazing the way that your priorities can change when you have a health crisis in your family or in your home or in your community. So now what? Okay, there's a lot of things, a lot of times we learn things, we get fired up, we get passionate about things, and then we get home and life gets busy again and we forget why we liked or got fired up about it, right? So take what you've learned, do something about it, implement some of these changes in your home, get a kit, get a wholesale account. Okay, if you don't already have one, get on Essential Rewards, get that monthly wellness box. You can change it every month, you can change the day of the month it goes, but you start switching out things in your home little by little, day by day. Start using your oils, be consistent. You will feel it. You will feel a difference. And if you're not feeling it, you're probably not using them consistently. Drink your Ninja Red. Okay, are you doing something on a daily basis to truly help your health? What are you doing to positively support your body? Okay, drink some oils in your water every day. Work on that detox. Okay, use the Thieves Cleaner in your home. Every toxic switch out you do is one less chemical you're exposing your family to. Baby steps, even if it's baby steps. Okay, make your health a priority. Okay, you're worth it. Your family is worth it. And keep educating yourself. There are so many resources out there for you guys if you want to learn more. Please feel free to visit my website, which is www.essentiallyspoiled.com. Hopefully you guys can hear me through all these notifications. I apologize, but essentiallyspoiled.com is my website. Again, my name is Heather. I want to be here for a resource for you, or connect with the person who shared this video with you. And once you get connected with the Young Living Wholesale account, your doors for education really will open too, because on Facebook especially, and I'm sure Instagram, which I'm not as familiar with, but there's so many resources. And even if you're not connected on Facebook, there's YouTube videos, there's other things that you can learn from. But it really can be a fun thing. It doesn't have to be a chore. It's not like, oh, what do I have to learn now? No, it's like, what can I learn now? What can I do to improve my life and help my kids, right? And make sure that when we're in our 80s or more, we can be traveling the world and be on cruise ships and not be depressed and sick, right? So, all right. This is your life, your health. Be empowered, take responsibility, right? So these are just a couple of impactful quotes I just wanted to leave you at the end. Food for thought. Like I mentioned earlier, if you don't take care of your body, where are you going to live? You can have all the drive in the world, but if your body decides it's done, it's done. Okay, I believe that the greatest gift that you can give to your family and the world is a healthy you. And know better, do better. That means maybe you didn't know these things before, but now you do. And you can't unlearn this stuff. Okay, start looking into your personal care products. Get that Think Dirty app and start scanning your shampoos, your body lotions, your face creams, your household cleaners, your laundry soap. Even your things that look like they have a natural label and maybe they have a tree or a lemon on them or something like that. Check them out. Be informed. Know better, do better. Okay, thanks so much for listening. I'm going to switch this off of the share screen. Come back here. All right. Thank you guys very much for listening. I hope you learned something new. And again, contact me if you have any questions. If you're not already connected with somebody else, essentiallyspoiled.com. Or find me on Facebook. My name is at the beginning of this. And yeah, that's it. Or contact the person who shared this with you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.